Hi there, and welcome to the Pet Business Pod. In this podcast, our host and industry expert, Dr. Sami Qureshi, will dive deep into the business of pet care. As an experienced veterinarian with over 30 years in the industry, Dr. Qureshi has not only provided expert care to our furry friends, but grown a successful business and expanded operations to approximately 110 team members across 5 locations. My name is Shaylin Hamilton, and I'm with Thinker Marketing, the Pet Business Pod's full-service marketing partner. Dr. Qureshi was kind enough to invite us on to the launch of his podcast, and we'll join him as often as he'll have us. In between, though, Dr. Qureshi will host interviews and conversations with other industry experts. We'll learn about the behind-the-scenes operations of an animal hospital, strategies to growing a business in this industry, and tips on how you can be a better pet owner. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a journey inside his world. Thank you, Dr. Qureshi, for having us on your first episode of the Pet Business Pod.
Thank you.
So I would like to spend this first episode just getting an introduction to you, your background, what drove you to this industry, and what excites you about it moving forward. So tell us a little bit of who you are and how you got here.
Okay. I'm a practicing veterinarian in southwestern Ontario in small animal practice. Beside that, I'm a business owner. I'm an investor. I consult and involved in our veterinary association as a counselor, and that's it. It's a big task to keep up with all those things.
So you're busy,
busy
is what you're saying.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you found the time to have a podcast and give us that behind the scenes.
For sure. Yeah.
This will really help close some of the gaps and give us a peek beyond the exam room door, as it were.
Right. And that's my goal to, as we move forward with these episodes and podcasts, I like to discuss what goes behind the scene in a veterinary hospital. Over 30 years of experience, I'm not only have provided the pet care and worked with the teams and within the hospital, but I find a big disconnect with pet owners, with the vet profession. So moving forward, that's my goal to, outline everything, what I've learned and close some gaps, what pet owner thinks about a vet hospital and what we do behind the scene.
That'll be really helpful, I think, for listeners to understand.
Yeah.
Over 30 years in the practice, in the industry. How did you get started and where did you train?
Yeah. So I graduated from Ontario Veterinary College, University of Guelph, in 1991 as a DVM degree, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. And then I was looking for a position like any other graduate, and I have applied, Southwestern Ontario, Toronto, everywhere. But I think I ended up accepting a position in May of 1991 in Brantford, Ontario, for all cities. Why Brantford? Brantford was a small community, and the hospital, which is BD Animal Hospital, was modern, was good technology. So and also I thought, and when I visited there, that I will improve my skills and I'll have the opportunity to grow in that practice, because very forward-thinking hospital.
Fantastic. BD Animal Hospital. Little fact, I have 3 cats myself, and BD Animal Hospital in Brantford was the first place that I took them. They're 14 this year, so about 14 years ago.
Good.
So maybe we crossed paths one before. We don't know.
Yeah, good to know. Yeah.
I'm sorry if that's the case, because my kitty is not very friendly. Well, fantastic. So you're qualified, is what we're saying, and you've got a lot of experience. That's fantastic. The question that we always ask our experts is, what sparked this interest in veterinary medicine? What drove you to this career?
Right. I guess I'm not going to give the same answer I hear from a lot of the graduates I've heard, which most of them say, as a child, I have cats or a dog and I love pets and everything. So that was part of it, because the family I grew up in had farm animals, farm. So I have seen farm animals right from the beginning. But I had a lot of family members who were in this profession, so I looked up to them. And because it's such a noble profession, you not only help the pets, but also you help people to make changes in their lives. So I think, and also, to be honest, I love medicine and surgery part of the profession, and so I think was best of the both worlds. So I can not only get a chance to provide pet care in health or sickness, but also I'll make a difference in pet owners' lives because they're such part of our family.
Oh, that's fantastic. And it's such a unique answer. Like you said, it's more than just loving animals and falling in love with them so early in life. It's a combination of all those passions.
Yeah. It's yes, we all love pets and who have, we in our lives, and they're such part of our family now. But it's also a profession, you not only have to treat pets, but also communicate that pet care to the owner. So you have to have a lot of those skills there.
Oh, fantastic. So you're checking multiple boxes, almost more so than people care.
Right.
Tell me, do you have any pets?
Yes.
You do?
We always have 2 dogs. Because of the family allergy situation and everything, we have schnauzers for last 30 years since the kids were growing up and had them, and they're hypoallergenic breed. So right now we have Xena, which is a female schnauzer. She's turning 8. And so, always have pets. Cats, not more so because of allergies in the family, but I see them at the hospital.
All the time. You get your fill.
Right.
Oh, schnauzers, beautiful dogs, a beautiful breed. Yeah. Fantastic. And aside from, loving and taking care of your pets, what other interests do you have?
Yeah. So, as a professional, I have to keep up with my education and what goes on for the continuous education. So I read a lot of journals, books, not only associated with the vet profession, but also in business, investing, management, and all that. Beside that, I'm an avid traveler and experience different part of the world, history, and also traveling is another big thing. Also, I'm involved in health, gym, swimming, exercise, and everything. I keep up with that.
Wow, staying active, staying busy, seeing the world.
Yeah.
What can't you do?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I think we're nearing the end, but I do have one more question for you. And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but some of your goals for the Pet Business Pod. We know we want to close some gaps between the pet owners and the people who care for their pets and bring them to the animal hospitals and sort of that inside look or inside operations of the hospitals. What else and what do you think that will do for both sides of that coin?
Right. Yeah. So over the years, when you're in practice for 30 years, you focus so much on day-to-day work, day-to-day business, growing the practices, growing the hospital, looking after your team and patients. But after all those years, it always came, I look around and say, it used to be like in the past, people used to think, such a noble profession. I love my veterinarian and everything. But now more and more people you hear, they said, oh, vets only care about money. Or, when I go to vets, I didn't have good experience and all that. So I always thought of that part of our profession is missing, where there's a disconnect between pet owner and the veterinarian, where they don't understand why we are there, who does what, and what goes behind the scene, why it costs what it costs to provide the care for my pet. So I thought, with all the experience, not only in doing medicine and surgery and running a business, I think I can shed more light into why cost what it costs
Yep.
to a pet owner and what we do behind the scenes. So, I can entertain questions. I can, any topic which pet owners want to know, I can discuss that. But that'd be, I think, my goal, because I think it's about time where I should give back to the profession and speak from heart and say, we have done all that. I've done well, but also at the same time, I want to share some of the myths and in our profession and to help the pet owners so they can be better pet owners, and also us as veterinarian understand what the client perspective is. So I can share both.
Oh, fantastic. So this is going to go a long way
Right.
to closing some of that communication gap, maybe. And
Right.
the more we understand each other, the better we can care for our furry friends.
Right.
Fantastic. Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thanks for spending time and inviting us into the booth for your
Yeah.
first episode of the Pet Business Pod. We'll have another episode recording shortly, but until then, I'd like to wrap up today's episode of the Pet Business Pod. I do want to thank you for tuning in and listening. It has been a pleasure sharing Dr. Qureshi's knowledge and experience with you. I hope that you have learned something new today and that you are feeling empowered to be the best pet owner that you can be. At the Pet Business Pod, we are committed to bringing you the latest and greatest in pet care and pet business news. That's why we encourage you to stay up to date with us on social media. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to get access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes footage, and more. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.